Well, hello, friends, and welcome to July. It's the Creative Shop Talk Podcast Summer Series. It's July, my friends. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for joining me today on your July beautiful, hopefully beautiful weather July weekend or weekday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Wendy Batten. I'm your host here at the Creative Shop Talk Podcast, and we are going to talk about disconnecting from our business. Sounds like a big thing. I find it really hard to disconnect from my business. So I'm going to share some of my tips and my strategies and things I've seen working for my retailers, as we usually do. You know, we're not in business to work 24/7, 365 days a year, which a lot of us maybe feel like we have to, or maybe we feel like it's on our mind all that time. So we need vacations. Our brain needs a vacation. In the first few years of running my business, I didn't take very many vacations. And there's lots of mindsets and all kinds of things I can tell you. And you know you need a vacation. And I'm here to tell you from my experience, burnout happens if you don't take those vacations. And also growth happens when you do take them. Things happen, like amazing things happen. And it's not just vacations about when we're leaving our business. It's also maybe attending conferences, or maybe it's attending different events or networking events. It's all kinds of different things. Disconnecting from your business is actually a very good thing to learn. So I'm going to share with you some of the reasons and some of the things that I do. And again, as I said, my retailers do. So let's get into it. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk Podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business, with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. All right, my friends, why are you even in business if you don't have any time to spend with your family, right? So we need to spend some time with family and friends and colleagues and have a little bit of time away from the business. The business can't be the be all end all. So on that note, a couple of strategies and tips to help you feel like it's okay to disconnect from your business and it's okay to step away. Some of you may do this really well, and I hope that some of these ideas help you even more so. And some of you may think this is just impossible. You might be listening to me right now, I can't possibly go away. I can't possibly leave my business. So let's talk about that. A couple of really good ways to do that. I mean, of course, is going during slow periods, stepping away during slow periods. If you're really anxious and nervous about running your business, and I know a lot of people listening are like solopreneurs, which I don't like that word, but that's how you identify yourselves according to your surveys. You identify yourself as solopreneurs, running your businesses by yourself. You know what I'm going to say next. It's not possible to grow and thrive without having other people helping you in your business. So when you're ready, and I hope that's soon, you're going to want other people in your business helping you with your shop, your business, your booth space, your studio, whatever you have. You are going to want other people to help. You are going to need that if you ever want to grow. But if you're where you are right now, by yourself running a business, it's possible as well to step away. So for those of you that are by yourself and you don't have anybody else to fill in while you're gone, pick a time when you can leave. And it could be a few days, it could be a week, and make sure there's lots of advance notice to your clients. I am a big believer in consistency and not opening and closing your business when you're away or when you're busy. I think our customers get super frustrated with that, no matter whether you post it on Facebook or not. But an annual vacation or a scheduled time with lots of notice, if that's what you need to do to get away, go away and take that time and just choose a slow period. I love to look at, I used to do it. I did it. I used to close my shop for a month in the month of July. The last week of July every year was also the time when almost all of my clients were also on vacation. It was so quiet. And as my business grew, though, so did my customer base, and it was busy, and it was annoying for them for me to be closed. So again, that's why I don't believe in closing so that I could take a vacation. But if you're in a place where you're just starting, or a place where you can do that, or you need to do that, pick a very slow time, look back at your numbers from previous years, and, see what you can do, see if you have the data to when you know it's going to be a slow time, and take that time. If it's something that you have to attend, a wedding or something that you want to do, or a scheduled vacation, give lots of notice to your people and make sure that that you take the time. I wouldn't recommend doing that in Q3 or Q4. Just saying, that's just my 2 cents in that. But if you have staff, and I hope that's the case, it's really imperative to delegate. And I once had a client, and I don't want to call her out, but I bet she's listening. And I once had a client who had family members working for her, and she was just beside herself because she had to take a few weeks off, and she was beside herself because she felt like nobody else could do it like her. Hands up if that's you. So it is okay. It is okay to delegate and trust the people that work for you. And something that happened to me back in my early days when I had a wonderful employee who was also a very, very good friend, one of my best friends working for me. And she said to me one day, she's like, I'm a grown butt woman who's like raised a family. And I know how to take care of this shop without you. Go away. It's literally what she told me. We need to have trust in the people that we hire and that we delegate and we leave. This is a big one. I know it is. Having trust in the people that you leave to run your business, give them all the tools they need, meaning give them the trust, give them the list, give them the training they need, and be okay with stepping away and leaving them alone. Nothing horrific is going to happen to your shop. Like, it's crazy to think that something awful is going to happen because I take a weekend off. Like, that's very egotistical of us, isn't it? It's very it's just, if we do our job right and we are good bosses and we are good managers and owners and CEOs of our business, we will teach the people that we're leaving behind how to do the things like they need to do. So yes, there are jobs and there are things that as the CEO and as the owner of the business, they may not be able to do, but regular day-to-day business inside your shop definitely should be able to leave somebody in charge. So I want you to flip the script on what message are you leaving with your people, your staff. My staff, my retailer that had her family running her business while she was away, she's like, yeah, it kind of isn't good that I'm checking up on them all the time or making them feel like they're not smart enough or good enough or whatever to take care of things, right? So let's give them some credit where credit's due and treat them like grown but adults, like my employee told me one time. So that's something we have to flip the script on. We have to be, competent enough in the people that we leave behind. And again, delegate and train them beforehand. And it's okay if it's not perfect to your perfectness standards. I'm speaking to myself here sometimes. So how do we go away and not be on the phone and a worry wart the whole time, right? How do we enjoy our vacation? How do we take that time away from our business, our baby? And if you're calling it a baby, that's the first clue that, even if you leave your baby behind, you're going to leave them with a competent person that's taking care of your baby, and everything's going to be okay, right? Everything's going to be okay. So make sure they have their list and make sure that they know what to do and be okay with that. Sort of step away. So again, how do we not be worrywart? A few things that I like to do is know thyself. So please do not, if you know you're going to be checking your POS system and you're going to be checking your Instagram and Facebook and on the phone all the time, let's pre-plan that. Let's stop that right now. Let's decide that that's not how we're going to spend our day. We're not going to be obsessively looking at the sales, at the app on our phone and see what the sales are like and see what's happening. We have no control over it anyway. And checking in with your people 100 times is insulting to them. Did you hear what I said? Checking in with your people, it's just It's just mother henning them. And how does that make you feel if somebody was checking in on you? Back to this, delegating and trusting, right? So take your POS system. This is a big one. Pay attention to this one. Come back to me if you've left. if you've wandered off in your mind, come back to me right now. Take your POS app. Take your Instagram, your Facebook, all the apps that are going to distract you while you're on your family's vacation or your getaway, wherever you are, and move them to the last page on your phone. So you have to really make an effort to scroll over to find them. And the second thing you want to do is resist all urges to text your staff 1,000 times a day. Have 2 check-ins a day if you need to. 1 is better, but have 2 check-ins a day if you feel like you have to, at the opening and at the close, and do not bug them the rest of the day. We don't want them on their phones all day. Stop being a mother hen, right? And flip the script on that as well too, and ask them not to text you all day long unless they have to, unless it's something that they can't figure out themselves. Give them the autonomy to make decisions without you. Give them the autonomy to figure things out without you. Give them the autonomy to make mistakes, right? Things are going to happen, right? So I want you to think about this. And I know it's hard sometimes, but we don't want to be on our phone all day long when we're on vacation or when we're trying to disconnect. The whole disconnect means disconnect. Okay? And I know it's hard. I am speaking from a total experience, total mother henning of my staff, total and like obsessively compulsive looking at the numbers and watching what's going on and looking at, well, there's a Facebook message there. They didn't answer, blah, blah, blah. I've been there. And I'm telling you, you don't have to be there anymore. Here's your permission to stop that. So again, don't text your people all day long. Ask them not to text you unless they absolutely have to. And put your phone away while you're on vacation if you can. I really think it's important to think about that. So, and again, think about how you're making them feel if you're checking up on them all day. Did you guys remember to unload the stock that came in? Did you remember to clean the bathroom today? Hey guys, Susie usually comes in on Thursdays to pick up her order. Did you guys remember to put her order out at on the counter? These are all things that either you do before you leave or you don't do every day, because that's just going to make people feel like you don't trust them and that there's no trust there. So we want to delegate all that. Now, the next thing we want to trust them and not be looking at our phone all day. The next thing we want to do is delegate emails and social media if you can. I know it's a big one. Put your ego aside and don't think you're the only one who can do all of those things. So if that's possible for you, see, who could do that for you. If that's not possible for you, put some autoresponders on there. We want to put autoresponders on. Do not hide the fact that you're on vacation or away from your desk. That's super fine, and people will actually admire you and appreciate you as a professional. If you are away and you're saying, I'm not checking my emails, or I won't be checking my emails, and then you're going to probably check your emails, but we'll get to that in a second. But the same with social media. You don't have to do all your social media on the fly. Let's make sure we batch our social media in advance and check your email and your social media if you have to, if this is important to you, once a day or twice a day. That's all you're going to take that app out. You're going to turn off your notifications for email. You're going to turn off your notifications for, yes, you're turning them off. You're turning off your notifications. You heard that right. You're turning off your notifications for everything while you're on vacation. And then at designated times during the day, you will answer your emails and Facebook and Instagram. We did a whole podcast on time sucking, what takes up a lot of retailers' time. And I explain in detail how it's possible to not have to be on call with your notifications. Nobody will die if your email's not answered today. Nobody will die unless you're a brain surgeon, which if you're listening, you're probably not a brain surgeon. Nobody is going to die if you don't answer a Facebook message or an Instagram message immediately. If your customers are trained to do that, again, have those autoresponders on there saying you're on vacation. I think that's really important to think about. And just schedule a couple of times. Tell your family, I'm going to spend 20 minutes every morning of our vacation, or, every afternoon at 4:00. I'm going to just do that twice a day. So it's everybody knows that that's when, you're going to do it. You know that's when you're going to do it, and honor that time. This isn't something that's not possible. This is how I do vacations. This is how a lot of my retailers do vacations, how they disconnect from their business when they need to. So again, turn off your notifications. Make sure all those auto replies on your email, Facebook, Instagram, everything's on there. You can have fun. You can have fun with those autoresponders too. You could have some, if you've got some personality in your shop, which I know you do if you're listening, have fun with that personality in your, in those autoresponders. And again, the last tip is to batch all your social media, your newsletters, and everything. Get that all done well in advance. You're going to work your butt off to get a vacation, but that will help you disconnect. So I always have all my social media batched. I have all my newsletters ready to go and scheduled, and everything's done in advance. And yes, people are going to comment and stuff like that. But again, you're once a day on your social media is when you can follow up on that. So I hope you found that helpful. I wanted to come on and give you a quick, I don't know what we're calling this summer series, quick tip summer series. I don't know what we'll call this, but disconnecting from your business is so important for your mental health, for your family, for your brain, for your creative growth. If you think about it, when you step away, I know more ideas come. We can't turn off the work brain. That's hard to do. I understand that. We're self-employed people. That's what happens. But it's actually a really good thing because that helps us open up and honor that. I mean, I carry a journal with me when I'm traveling or when I'm away because ideas come to me, and that's what we want to be open to, not scrolling through our Instagram and Facebook and answering, consistent messages and texting our team back and forth. What we want to open, if we do want to do a little bit of work, is ideas and fresh things and new awesome things for our business. And I feel like it's been a while since we've felt like we can do that. So happy July, my friends. I hope you found a takeaway from this. If I can support you in any other way with your business, reach out anytime. You can find me, at wendybatten.com. Love to hear from you, and DM me on Instagram. Let me know your thoughts on this. And I'd love to know if you're taking vacation or how you disconnect. I'm always looking for more ideas on how you disconnect. So find the post on my Instagram feed at wendybatten.biz about this podcast and let me know how you're disconnecting and how, your favorite tips. I would love to hear that. So DM me and post on there. I love chatting with people over there. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next week with another quick tip summer series. All right, my friends, have a great week. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you're here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. Make sure you join our Rockstar Creatives Facebook group. We will continue the conversation over there weekly. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.